All right, I'm here with John P. And now, and it's going to be the extended interview, so tell me a little bit more about Opposites Attract, the mixtape that dropped in November. It's a really, I found it to be a really interesting style, definitely a lyricist, not a ton of club rap, but definitely a lot of message behind a lot of your words. So tell me a little bit about how you would describe your style.
I would describe my style as just honesty, truth, like reality. I try to make my music relatable to all people. You got a lot of rappers who try to make it just strictly black or white, but I try to make it universal. That way all people can listen to it without feeling like they're being in a box. I want music to be universal to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So with Opposites Attract, obviously there's a lot of personal issues in it. You kind of showed the listener a lot about yourself, and one of the big themes is you had a son, and that was part of the reason you were off campus for a little bit, and now you're back. Tell me a little bit more about that and how that factors into your music and into this project.
Well, having a son, like, it really makes you wanna, and everything you do, it motivates you. You want to be better at everything you do to provide for your son, which is why one of the reasons why I wanted to come back to school. For a minute I kind of slept on the opportunity and not really thought about it. I was like, I gotta come up with a better future for him and myself. So I got on that. So he's a motivating factor because one time my girlfriend was pregnant, I was really down in a lot of things. So he was a motivator. So.
Exactly, and for someone who was, obviously was down and, was struggling with some things, had some adversity to overcome, I mean, your music, for the most part, is pretty positive, pretty upbeat, pretty, much more love and romance than it is, sex and violence, which is a lot of rap, So how would you, even in one of your tracks, for what it's worth, you talk a little bit, you speak to, or you rap to a couple that's having a child. Where'd the inspiration for that song come from?
I come from Canton, Ohio. People that know Canton, Ohio know it's like the capital place for teen pregnancy and stuff like that. And like I remember I wrote that song in high school. And I wrote it one night. My cousin, she was pregnant and she was really going through a lot. And I didn't know what to say to her. So I was like, what would I say? What would I say to her and what would I say to the father? So I just wrote it out and it turned into For What It's Worth. And like the thing about me is like I can make songs like that, but when I make other songs like Gotta Do, about simply having fun, living life in OU. OU was my inspiration because we kick it.
Definitely. So number one party school.
Yeah.
So. Definitely. So how would you describe your, like I said, I would describe you kind of as a lyricist in many ways. How would you describe your style? I mean, is there any kind of mainstream artist who people could relate to who haven't heard your music necessarily? How would you kind of describe yourself?
Well, I would describe myself as a lyricist, an MC. People have this border between rapper and MC, but I like MC. It's more authentic, but I'm very poetic. Like I like to, make it rhyme, make it sound good, and soulful, honest, fun.
Well, it's fitting that you're a creative writing major.
Yeah, it helps a lot. The classes help.
Definitely. So what is your, I guess what's the end game? Because especially at a college and a university level, you've got a lot of different people who in some ways do it on the side a little bit, and they do it while they're in school, and then they leave and do another thing. Other people who are gung-ho, this is what they're going to do forever. What's your long-term goal?
Well, my end game, realistically speaking, is to graduate college first and foremost, and then the second goal, get picked up by somebody, but I want to do something that applies with hip-hop because it's what I love to do, so Lord willing, if I do get signed or I don't get signed, as long as I can have a well-paying job that can circle around what I do as an artist in hip-hop culture, that'd be a blessing. So.
Definitely. Any projects coming up? Because I know, we were talking, you're probably the hardest working man in Athens, hip-hop, 9 projects, and what was that, 9 projects in 3 years?
9 projects since 2009.
Yeah, so 9 projects in really kind of 2.5 years, with 3 years. Are you gonna take some time off now?
Yeah, man, I gotta focus on school for a minute, but I got music done, man. Like I got a project done, so when I got a little bit of time and I get past these credit hours, I hit the studio and do some stuff. But just be ready. No release date. I just be ready.
Just be ready. Okay, we'll be ready. We'll be ready. So tell everybody one more time where they can find your stuff. And any message you got for the viewers out there?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter as John P the MC, Facebook.com/John P Johnson, and also my music at JohnPTheMC.bandcamp.com. And the message I can leave to people is be on the lookout for John P.
Definitely be out on the lookout. Like I said, I just downloaded Opposites Attract. It's a pretty awesome mixtape, so definitely check him out. And as always, stick with the Post and the Post culture for the best music, movies, everything in Athens and at Ohio University. So again, this is Wesley Lowery for the Post. John P., I appreciate you being here with us.
Appreciate it.
And check us out at www.thepost.ohioU.edu.